Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome back to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. This is the Weekly United making another return. The show where we wrap up the week in the world of Manchester United, bringing you all the news, views and headlines from Manchester United, the biggest club in the world. We create so many clicks, so much chat, so much comment, and we're going to be talking about everything that's gone down this week. And obviously at the start of the week, Manchester United were in action in the Midlands in their second game of the season against Wolverhampton Wanderers, a place where we lost twice last season, once in the Cup, once in the league, both under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And this time around, we went there, we took the lead again, as we did through McTominay in one of the last games we played there. This time it was through Anthony Martial and his 50th goal for the club. Ruben Neves did score a cracking goal in the second half, but United regained possession and control of the game and got a penalty. But unfortunately for us, Paul Pogba missed that penalty. And we've spoken about the game. We've done it so many times. We had the review here from the Molyneux. We had the aftermath with myself and Dean. We have spoke about the game here, there and everywhere. So we don't want to talk about that right now. What I'm going to look at is this whole Paul Pogba racial abuse thing, because it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, most of it, if not all of it, was on social media. None of it was inside the stadium. And Manchester United fans inside the ground didn't racially abuse Paul Pogba for being upset. Just like many of us, there would have been a few "for fuck's sake" Pauls or "what the fuck" or "give it to Rashford" or whatever, usual football critique. But none of us, 99% of us, did not resort to racial abuse, and some people did online. Now, it's the culture online. We've seen Tammy Abraham, we've seen Mayte from Reading this week be victims of racial abuse, and Paul Pogba was the third man in the space of 7 days to have been on the receiving end. Obviously, with it being Paul Pogba, it was headlines. Manchester United are going to be meeting with Twitter and Kick It Out to discuss this thing and racism. Now, social media may enable racists, but it doesn't create racists. Now, racism is an issue that, you know, we're facing in all aspects of life, and we always will. But obviously, it shouldn't be so easy to do it on social media. And what you find is that there's usually these accounts, these football Twitter accounts that like to racially abuse people. Now, there may be people of colour sat behind these accounts, and what they're doing things for a reaction, whether it's racially abusing someone, whether it's talking about someone's child, whether it's, I don't know, whether it's all sorts of crazy, nasty, stupid things. These guys are trying to do it for a reaction, whether it's getting blocked by someone so they can print screen it and say, look, this guy blocked me, he's rattled, ha ha ha, share it with all their friends, or get a few retweets, or get some, you know, some shock on the internet. We see a lot of false shock as well, which these guys revel in, they love it. And it's crazy. You've seen the South Park episode with Skank 82 and all that stuff, and most of the time it's normal people sat behind these things doing it. It's a weird culture. Obviously there's racism as well, and that's a big issue in this day and age, and a lot of it is a lot of people feel emboldened to be able to share their racial views or whatever because they see it or hear it on the television or in radio or in politics or whatever, and that's sickening as well. And it's a shame people resort to that. You know, if you want to criticize his hair or whatever, it's not my cup of tea, but go for it. But resorting to racial abuse is just stupid. Whatever happened to calling someone a cunt or saying "for fuck's sake" or just being angry about the missed penalty? It doesn't make sense to then resort to racial abuse. And a lot of these people that did it, I was looking at the accounts that were doing this. Some of them were Manchester United football Twitter accounts. Some of them weren't. Some of them had different avatars and things like that from people from different clubs. And it's just people looking for reactions, literally, and it's sad. I don't know why people would do that, but you know, people do all sorts for reactions these days, and that's just another example in it. Hopefully we can see it rooted out from the stands as well. What I hate is that, you know, when these kind of things happen, there'll be an advert and there'll be talk about it and there'll be this and that, but very little happens or very little comes from it. We'll see some Kick It Out t-shirts, and we'll see some campaigns, and Nike or Adidas might jump on it to create a little bit of money for themselves, but very little real issues, very little real solutions do we see. And that's a shame as well. Just people talking for talking's sake and not really doing anything about it. And then after that, as we know, Manchester United it's absolute craziness. Every single week, there's not one thing, it's another. And this week we had Romelu Lukaku, a podcast being dropped. It was with, I think, an NFL player in America. It was obviously filmed during pre-season or during his summer break, which is more interesting because of what he was saying.
Yeah. You know, not just you, but the whole team struggles, and now it's like
they have to find somebody.
I'm the bad guy.
They have to find somebody. Either it's Pogba or either it's me. It's me or Alexis. It's the three of us all the time.
Yeah.
Now, first things first. Let's have a look at some of the quotes, because I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch it because I was thinking, what is this accent that Romelu Lukaku is putting on? It was like Steve McLaren when he went to Holland. When did you become American? What is this accent, Rom? Stop pretending. I know you're starting to deal with Rockaware and all that. You got co-signed by Jay-Z or whatever. But that doesn't mean you're now American. Relax a little bit. Calm down. Jeez. And it's not just he said soccer or something. It's the whole accent. Relax. And then some of the quotes. I think a lot of stuff about has been said where I don't feel protected. A lot of rumours. Rom is going to go there. They don't want Rom. And nobody came out and shut it down. It was your agent talking about moving to Italy or Spain, wasn't it? So you like were creating the rumours and now you want United to defend you. Make it make sense, Rom. Please make it make sense. Talking absolute rubbish. He also said that United fans needed to find a scapegoat, and he was just one of them. Rom, I really wanted you to sign for United and I really wanted you to be a success. But you weren't. Your first season was alright. Your second season... And you know, the last few months at United were just... Your second touch was a tackle. And that was never successful. You have no first touch. You lost your hunger for goals. You became a shell of a man. You were hiding behind defenders. You have to take some personal responsibility. And I don't ever remember anyone saying you were to blame for everything. In fact, a lot of people made excuses for you, including myself. But you were awful. And you need to take that on the chin. You've moved from United and now you're talking like you performed like you were Ronaldo. Please, mate. Please. Stop it. And stop this accent. What is it? What is it? Just stop it. Next up for Manchester United is Crystal Palace at home. Obviously, after the win against Chelsea, after the draw against Wolves, we need to be bouncing back and getting the win. Now, I have done a preview for this game, so you can go and check that out after we're finished here on the Weekly United if you're watching this before we play Crystal Palace. But of course, the only injury concern United have, new injury concern, we know Bailly's out, we know Timothy Fosu-Mensah has got his injury problems, we know Alexis Sanchez isn't match fit. That's news to me, isn't it? Bloody hell. Diogo Dalot is now a new injury concern for United. It's believed he'll be out until after the international break, so he's going to miss this game against Crystal Palace and the game against Southampton as well. Fingers crossed for Diogo to be returning soon. He's obviously competition for Wan-Bissaka at right back and Luke Shaw at left back, and if we can have him in the squad, that's a great option for United. Also, with Pogba Gate still rumbling on and Penalty Gate rumbling on, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know why it wasn't such an issue, or why people were overreacting. I was more surprised about Rashford taking the penalty at Chelsea than I was Pogba taking it at Wolves. Now, he missed the penalty. Ruud van Nistelrooy, the best goal scorer I've ever seen at United with these eyes, missed the penalty. Ronaldo missed the penalty. The best player I've ever seen at United with these eyes missed the penalty for United in a Champions League final. It's not the end of the world if someone misses a penalty. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said that in his... He was still asked about it. I just can't believe it. A week later, he was asked about a missed penalty. And he was asked about who's going to be taking the penalties. And he said Pogba and Rashford are still on penalty duty. If they're both on the pitch, then they need to decide. He's giving them responsibility. Now, some people may think Ole's ducking responsibility. But trusting your players on the pitch to make the decision. It's not like in the Molineux or at Molineux they were arguing over the ball and pulling it off each other and scrapping. Rashford said, go on, Paul, tuck it. He didn't tuck it. That's why it's a topic of conversation. It's Paul Pogba. That's why it's a topic of conversation. It's Man United. That's why it's still a topic of conversation. Just leave it. If we do get a penalty though, I wouldn't mind seeing Rashford step up to take it, to be totally honest with you. Although I do think Paul Pogba is going to put in a performance against Palace. I've got to say, he's going to show you like You dickheads that have been talking shit about Paul, he's going to show you, lot. I asked for some questions as well from you guys now. Someone asked about January transfer signings. It's me, Red. And Reese Carter asked about Fernando Llorente. So I'll answer these two at the same time by saying, if we do go in anywhere, I think it'll be because of injuries or because of fitness or form. And it'll be for a striker or maybe a central midfielder if we're losing players or whatever. Especially if Alexis Sanchez is going to leave before the end of this window. United may then earmark somebody for the January transfer window to bring in. I can't see us forcing anything happening, forcing transfers. There's not going to be any big transfers that really go down in January. I would love to hear us start, maybe agreeing deals for the summer in January, February, March. Manchester United starting to be proactive in the transfer market. That would be great, wouldn't it? If we could go into the summer knowing 1 or 2 players are definitely joining. Now we need 2 or 3 more. That would be fantastic. But United don't do perfect windows, do they? How many midfielders do we need to sign by the end of next summer? Asked Nico. If Pogba goes 3, if Pogba stays 2, maybe. An attacking one and a defensive-minded one. What do you guys think? And Niall asked, do you believe that Ali becoming manager is the start of something special for United? I'm still not sure, but I'm liking the signs. He's improving the football, he's improving the general feel to the squad, the makeup of the squad. He's blooding out a lot of the players that we wanted to see blooded out from the first 11. I'm liking what I'm seeing, and no matter whether he's a success with trophies or not, I think he'll be a success in terms of making the squad a better fit and making the atmosphere at the club a better place. And Carl Kinahan asks, can Marshall and Rashford get 50 plus this season between the two of them? Well, you may have or may have not seen my video that I did after the Chelsea game where I set the challenge. They have to get 50 between them. They've already got 4 between them, 2 apiece. Can they get 25 each in all comps this season? I truly believe they can. So yeah, why not? Anyway, guys, this has been the Weekly United. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. Make sure you're keeping it locked. Subscribe, like, comment, share. I have been AdamMcKola. For now, I'm out of here. Remember, over the weekend, so much more content coming your way. Match day vlog from Crystal Palace. Live reaction from Crystal Palace at Old Trafford, obviously. And plenty more to the Aftermath Live on Sunday. And then next week, it's a new week and a whole load of new content. See you in a bit.